some days ago. Took a little time off, but insists that he had to be back for the people of West St. George. The major, yes, it's had to be a major. West St. George, welcome. 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 The major, not your major, you have a major
Watching the time, how the people are moving and memory to myself. Wish it never had to be the way I see this world running shouldn't have to be. Cause now every man's cup is filled with hate and overflowing. Father and love, things are going wrong, yeah. It's wickeder than before. We really checked that we could have run things, but it don't look so anymore, no. Come down, Father, come down. Come down, Father, come down.
West St. George, good night. I'm still asking the good Lord to come down. In fact, we probably need him now more than ever. Not to help Kay cook the pot of food because he's always providing for us. And, you know, I'm so happy to be here tonight at one of our community meetings. And I want to thank my party chairman and West Kingston representative, friend, brother, and colleague, Honorable Daniel Cummins, for having got this ball rolling and to see that it is catching on and others are going to benefit from it. And in the same breath, I want to thank Kay for seizing on the initiative, because this is what we have to do. It's no longer about the Kingston seats, as some people like to say it. Daniel winning his seat and Major winning his seat. Not even West St. George, it's about government. West St. George too, and that's why we're here. As a matter of fact, this is my third political activity for the day. Because earlier today I spent much of the time in South Central Windward with the other senator, Israel Bruce, taking care of the elderly, pressing and touching flesh, and making sure we bring them home. Because if we could start the night and say South Central, that's the election night, you know, South Central winning in the bag, West St. George in the bag. But the boys say, all the kids again in school, you know, only bring it out, they give it. Let me see what I can do with that. Well, then I might eat the food. Anyhow, I promise not to talk much about people who love to eat food in this constituency for good reasons. So maybe that might be the last time. But let's come to the point of tonight. This election that is upcoming is one in which the governing regime says they want another victory. The same people who are making the claim to be here second, third, fourth, fifth time are the same people who, when we had the referendum, said no prime minister, no leader should serve more than 2 terms. Not me said so, not Kay said so, not you said so. But it sounds to me that power is so sweet that once you taste it, you can't leave it. But tonight, it's not for a detailed discussion of that. It's about positioning our senator in this constituency. And a number of important statements were made by those who came before me. The young man spoke extremely well. Extremely well. I'm glad to have him on board and in support of the senator. Our young public relations officer, as youth and women, also spoke very intelligently. And of course the chairman did a good job. But what does that mean for this constituency? And I really want those who are hearing me to take it on board, because I take West St. George very, very seriously. You know, in 2001, This constituency was given to me by Sir James Mitchell, you know. This is the one he offered me, not Central Kingstown. I didn't accept it at the time. I like to say it because I believe it. I may not have won in 2001, maybe 2005, but I tell you, if I had contested by now, I would have been the honorable member for this constituency. And I say that because the approach that the senator is taking is absolutely the right approach to winning a constituency. An approach that is not centered around herself. As a matter of fact, she reminds me in a way like I like to say about my mother who has gone to the great beyond now. It's really not what we do for ourselves when we have an opportunity, but what we do for others while we're in a position to exercise that opportunity. And Senator Kay has demonstrated that by her life and her living. I was glad in a sense a few parliaments ago when the Prime Minister thought he could be a little rude with her. Without showing off, she reminded him that she was a lawyer long time before him. In fact, I think she said under her breath, some of the law, she forget. She didn't think he learned them yet. And she might well be right. But that also is not for tonight. Senator Kay, I want to say to you, many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. You were called to the bar. You didn't contest the election, but you were also chosen to be a senator. So on both counts, we recognize the great talent in you. But the importance of these local meetings is to correct something that is at the root, at the failure of the Unity Labour Party for the development of this country. And that is our Constitution always anticipated that we'll proceed to development on a constituency by constituency basis. I like to repeat facts, you know, because I say if every constituency in this country develops, then automatically the whole country develops. You believe me? You understand that? If every constituency is better off, it's common sense that the whole country better off. But the country could have growth and the rest of we have nothing to show for it. How many of you in here are better off because we have Argyle? We spent millions, but people here weren't even able to change or galvanize a window, a door, a shingle, paint, put up blocks. The money didn't travel. So we have to start looking at development on a constituency by constituency basis. Finding out what are the needs and the requirements of the people. What does the constituency have, and around what you can build its strength. Some things are quite obvious. Every constituency has people, young and old. And one thing we know about our people is that they are honest, by and large, resilient, hardworking, ready to learn, trainable, and have good ambition. Very important. So given the opportunity, we know we can make great progress if we start by investing and deciding development is about our people. Not about ourselves. Not about getting myself as a prime minister, my first daughter, second sister, third, whoever we have in every single office. It's about you, you, and you, the poor, ordinary person who want the opportunity. And the truth be told, in this life we live, very often we can't grip and grasp the first opportunity that comes our way. Sometimes you want that rope to be thrown a second, third time. I'm speaking the truth, to hold on to it, to progress ourselves. And the new Democratic Party with Senator Baptiste is a stronger party for her presence. I have to let you know, because I like to be truthful when I speak politics. West St. George has made an ass of quite a number of bright people in the New Democratic Party. In fact, if you ask me, some of the best brains we had came here and left defeated. Dr. Ferdinand, Dr. Lewis, Bennett Frederick, Kingsley Lane. You hear what? You see this I'm going on? All outstanding people. I didn't say that they deserve the break, but I'm happy that Kay is leaving no stone unturned, taking no chances, and building the constituency one block, one house, one person at a time. Maybe in the same vein as Dr. Friday said, one nation, one people, one Vinci. And she does not have to pretend. She does not have to put on, because this is her natural self. Kay's son still here, he gone away. He did right there. Because if he wasn't there, I was going to say, long time I know you. I didn't say watching you. But you used to come by the end of one side of the school, in high school, and we'll be in by the next side. We used to, you know what I mean? Your husband there too. Well, we'll have to leave out that. So Kay is a woman of great note long time ago. And don't underestimate the point that I think is my colleague Daniel made and both may have made. She was never, ever about self. With that titan for social justice and natural justice and human rights, the late Nicole Sylvester, they singularly, well, you can't say two is singular, but in this case I could invent. The two of them singularly join up and make sure that they couldn't ill-treat people in St. Vincent. They didn't care who you were. Red, black, yellow, white, pink. If it was wrong, it was wrong. And if you had entitlement to your right, they went forward to see that you got justice. And she wasn't looking at a political party. She wasn't looking for a favor. It tells you that innately inside of her, there is deep concern for the rights of man. And let me let you know, this country, if we take our eye to the ball, can slip into a dictatorship, It can. And some of the things that happens are not far from it. Later this month, we will have a budget. The budget is for all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It will speak about what's going to happen in Central Kingston. Anybody ask me? I'm the representative. Soon I'll be the longest person who have been in Central Kingston. Did anybody ask Daniel Cummings for an input to what should happen in West Kingston? No. They asked Patel. They asked Nature. They asked Friday. They asked Terrence. No. After Noah is them, they know all. That's not what the Constitution intended. It meant that when you presented a budget, you should first have consulted what the people want. So I started to say that Kay knows that you have people. And she took the initiative to put talent to people with the exhibition. Something that can grow. And she also identified quite rightfully, build the constituency around what you have. Your natural talent. But you look around here. Whether it's Billy, Ashburton, Daphne, GOMEA, the neighboring areas, Kilburney, Riley, Evesham. Anywhere you look, if you trust stone, you pass the next morning and start to grow. Rich, natural, fertile soil. And this country, St. Vincent, if anybody had sense, should be growing around what we have. The land that the good Lord Almighty has given to us. And don't make it sound something magical or mystical. Just last week I was in the States, and somebody who followed me sent me a photograph to remind me that I spoke about this again. He said, look, this is a bag of soursop leaves. He said he paid $9 for the bag, and he drove, must be 2 hours to get it. Well, all around here, the whole constituency, people could chuck in some soursop tree. They could chuck in some passion fruit. They could chuck in some small golden apple. They could grab the tamarind. All kinds of fruit could grow here. Because it is fertile and your hands are clean and good and available. And he said, when we talk about jobs, it don't mean everybody have to get up, put on a collar and tie. But everybody could get up in the morning, take off at night if you want, go in the backyard and you could still go and change. Wash your face, scrub your teeth, weed the peppermint, and a truck comes around every week and gather from you what you have around the house and take it to the processing plant. You have $1 in your pocket to make a living. That's how a constituency develops. Because that's what people want. You know, I was shocked, okay? Because this is in your coat, you know. When I read one of the newspapers this week, that the number of rapes in this country for this year is a record. I think it's a 269 or something like that. But they say last year it was 2 something as well. And the year before was 2 something, the year before was 2 something. Which means in 4 years we done rape over 1,000 women in this country. Over 1,000. 20 a month. Nearly one a day like a vitamin tablet. Why? We have to get rid of the demon. And K will be a thorn in the side. If you are raped, keep away from K. Because he will deal with you. But this constituency needs her now more than ever. This blessed land of ours has just come to the end of another decade. It's 2020. And we tend to count in tens, 10, 20, 30, 40. But on here coming for your microphone. But you know, the government can't tell us in 2020 if we're better off in 2010, you know. Or if we're better off in 2000 or going backwards. Because they don't even have those 10-year records. Not even that 10-year census they could have maintained since they came into office. There was a fire and the information disappeared. So they don't even have the proper information to measure how we develop in this country. But a lot of the things that we are talking about with respect to development in this country, those of us, or some of people who are calling themselves politicians, really should be hanging their head in shame. You can't go to America and Canada and those places and talk about these things. Because these things gone out of style long time ago. We're now catching up with basic things. Don't come and brag to people as if it did them some favor to fix a bridge, pitch a road. I mean, I heard Patton say to them on radio, if I not careful and K not careful and Daniel not careful, I wouldn't even know who is government and who is in opposition. Because among the things I hear the government promising you now to do during this election, you'd want to know where they were for the last 10, 15 years. I look at the road in the neighboring constituency here of East St. George, the one for the Minister of Finance. He can't even fix the road in his constituency. It's only going to fix. And you're sending a man here to do for you what the Minister of Finance can't do for himself. So, some people hold the view that the boat is coming on it. Got enough galvanized, lumber, cement, fertilizer. I think the last election, it's not even that alone. They gave a pick too. They even gave a police recruit. Don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by a $100 and they don't bring it to Vincent, they like to bring it to the US to make you feel good. Remember, after you have lived for the day and the short term, life goes on. So the major says, with the Senator K, Honorable, I am confident, very, very confident, on President Friday. The day, and that's all I want to say to you, the day, the same day that they vote the new Democratic Party government into office, that same day, your life get better. Me ask you about the day before, the day after. I promise you that. I Major promise you that. And the big Major down to support me too. The very day. Let's do it together. Let's do it with Senator K. Good night. God bless you and thank you.
Whenever you come down.